Is Roberto Martinez a one-season wonder? Is the Europa League taking its toll on us? Or are we just playing fucking shit? Nah, but in all serious, Everton took on Manchester United today, and this is the first review I've done in like a month or two, and the reason is I'm not really been motivated to make them, not really been in the mood. But after that abysmal performance today, it's time to get the camera back out and talk some football. So this is quite kind of an important game for us. Both teams have really not been in form. We all know Manchester United are deadly going forward, but a bit weak at the back, and this was the chance to take advantage. And oh, did we take advantage? Oh, hell no. So, here's what happened basically. We've got Besic, Barry and McCarthy in the middle of midfield. Now, that's quite defensive if you ask me, but we don't have many options there, so it seemed like the right choice to make. Three quite defensive midfielders, and what do? They sit right back. And let me tell you something, Everton are not good on the back foot. You can get some teams who are maybe lower league, who can sit on the back foot, put 11 men behind the ball, and keep a clean sheet, and, you know, all that. But it doesn't work with us. If we sit on the back foot, we are bound to concede here or there. And the defence wasn't even that bad today. John Stones had a pretty good game. He's coming into really good form. Jagielka hasn't been as bad as usual, but yeah, he still needs to get there. Tony Hibbert, for his age, did have a good game. It's just these general slip-ups in goal where it's given us a problem. You know, Angel Di Maria, I'm not talking about anything specific here, but he gets it in the middle of the park. You cannot let him do that. You have to get at him. You just can't give him any room, because you know the damage he can do. He got a goal and an assist today, and it's no surprise with the room he's getting. You cannot allow that. And going forward was no better. Now, we do miss a few players. We've got Seamus Coleman out, who is really deadly for us. I think is our best player. And then we've got Morales, who's pretty good going forward as well. We've missed them. Aiden McGeady, I have a lot of mixed opinions about. I think he had an okay game, but he's not as good as Morales, so it was kind of a loss there. Pina was a good return back. I'm glad he's back, to be honest. But we were no threat going forward. You look at our attack force: McGeady, okay player; Pina, good player; Lukaku, good player; Naismith scored 4 goals this year, good player, but we were just no threat going up. And this is the reason why people have been getting on Lukaku's back, saying not worth £28 million, and it's debatable, but I don't think it's entirely his fault. Roberto Martinez is playing him out on the wing, and it could work in some games. When we played against Arsenal, you know, they had weak wingers. He was up against Mesut Ozil, who is very weak on the wing, so it's pretty understandable why he'd play him there. And, you know, he seems to be very effective, but in games like this, it just doesn't work, because Luke Shaw is a pretty good defender. Okay, he's still young, but another thing is that their centre-backs are really weak. Okay, they had an okay game today, but, you know, you look at their defence and how it's been, especially their centre-backs. A big, strong lad like Lukaku can get right at them, but no, he's playing out on the wing. And here's a problem, another problem why it's bad for him to play out on the wing. He's got one of the worst first touches I've ever seen. So really, it's not really effective if he is on the wing. Despite his strength, he's still not good at holding the ball up. It baffles me a lot. You know, he's a big, strong lad. Why not get him in for the headers, go get it to his feet when he's in the box? Because those centre-backs are bound to mess up if you just keep trying to feed Lukaku. He really didn't get the service today. People have been complaining he is a bit lazy, but this is not his play style at all. He should be in the centre, trying to get it into him. That's how he got most of his goals last season. That's what people really need to understand, I think. Now, United more or less passed us around the park. I mean, their goal was pretty fantastic, I must say so myself. Juan Mata just gives it to Di Maria, who's done a lot all game, and just smashes it into the top corner. Howard possibly could have done better, but it was a decent goal nonetheless, and you can obviously see it coming. They were just absolutely dominating us. So then Tony Hibbert runs in the box from a wonderful pass from Stephen Pienaar, and he gets tucked down by Luke Shaw. It's a penalty. Yeah, it is a penalty, and Liam Baines for the first time in 12. Actually, he's never missed a Premier League penalty. He misses, and it was a pretty poor penalty, but I'm not going to go on about how poor a penalty it was, because if it went in, you know, David De Gea have gone the wrong way, no one would be complaining, so I'm not going to talk about that right now. But, you know, you go in at half-time, literally after just missing that penalty, that's going to shatter your confidence. So I think that affected us a lot, not just because it was a goal opportunity missed, but because that mentally will mess you up. And I was thinking to myself, Leighton Baines has missed a penalty. This is not our day. But we come back out in the second half, and there's a little more agency about us now. Okay, we weren't great, but we were getting up a bit more. We were running a bit fast. Oh yeah, I'll get to that in a minute. And we looked a bit of a threat, but United was still over us quite a lot. We defended pretty well, but then a set piece come in, and I think Leighton Baines did really well here. I don't think his crosses and set pieces have been up to standard as of late. I don't know why, he just hasn't looked that great with them. But this is a very clever move. Does the short pass to Barry, and I'm thinking as soon as he does that, why? You've got a free kick, why not cross it in? But I was proven wrong in a matter of seconds. So Barry retrieves it, gives it right back to Baines. Baines has run about 10 yards in, crosses it in. Who's there? Stephen Naismith for his 4th goal of the season. Pretty brilliant goal there. Luke Shaw should have been marking him, but nevertheless, it's 1-1, and I don't even think we deserved it at this point, if I'm being honest. Because I'm not a biased person. We were getting outclassed, but it was 1-1. So, we're starting to come back into it a little bit. And then, after that, we were kind of pressuring him a little more. Phil Jagielka heads it in. It's cleared off the line by Falcao. Oh, my God. He was really good getting back there. And very unlucky not to get a second goal with the way we were attacking. And this is how we should have been from the start. Because, as I said, Everton on the back foot aren't good. If they're attacking, if we're attacking, then they can't attack. Obviously they can get you on the counter, but I think it's just more safe this way, because Everton can be good in attack when they want to be, but it's just when they want to be. I've looked at a lot of games this season, and we seem to go at it in the last 10 minutes. I'm like, why didn't you do that earlier? And that's a main problem with us this season. Now, the pace of this team was absolutely horrendous, because you've got a few fast players in there. Okay, Lukaku's not rapid, but he can run a bit. McGeady's fast. Naismith, moderately fast. Pino's not that fast. But even when you've got Coleman and Morales, we don't seem to use the pace. It's this kind of play style where we're just not running. It's such a slow build-up, and I'm like, what is the point in having these players who can just go past anyone, like Morales, like Coleman? Yeah, obviously they weren't playing today, I know. But what is the point in having these type of players if you're not going to do that? Like, why not just abuse the pace? It would make more sense. Another thing I want to get to is that the goal came from a cross. Martinez is against crossing. It's like blasphemy to him. He loves passing along the ground. Like, I was watching the Crystal Palace game. He just loves tiptoeing it round and, all that. But I'm thinking, a lot of these opportunities are coming from crosses. Lukaku is a big, strong lad. He can get his head on it. Why not just put a few crosses in there? Because the last minute of the game, we did have a few chances to level it up. And most of those chances were coming from crosses. Okay, some of them were pretty poor and no one was getting in there, but it was still putting it in the danger area. Passing it round the edge of the box and going nowhere is going nowhere. And it's really getting to me lately why we're not crossing the ball a bit more, because it clearly results in chances. So yeah, not long after that, basically Di Maria gets a heap load of space. I don't know if this was a shot or a cross, but he puts it in. No one is on Falcao. He's just lurking around there trying to be all secretive. Comes to him. Howard's never getting to it. It's a wonderful finish. A bit off his back for Falcao, I'll give him that. He's been great for Man United since he's came, but for a striker, no matter how well you've played, no matter how many assists you've got, your job is to score, and he's done it today. Well done to the lad, to be honest. And then Martinez substitutes absolutely baffle me. He brings on Tyus Brown, which, okay, not that bad, because he played alright in the derby. He looks like a bright young lad to come into the squad. And he brings Leon Osman on as well. And although he did have that chance, this is before we knew this, it's like, Osman just isn't a threat. Like, he was one of the reasons we conceded against Crystal Palace, and he had a horrendous game. I'm like, why not bring Eto on? Okay, he did just play in midweek, but he's not disabled, He can play for the last 10, 20 minutes, even if he has just played in Europe. Why not bring him on? He's a threat. He's intelligent. He gets in the right positions. Eto